there.
That's a different fan fiction. Today we're going to be talking about the Ouran High School Host Club on Archive of Our Own, AO3. And I'm going to ask you guys to guess the top, how many is this? 10?
No, you sent me the list though.
Yeah. Did you look at it?
Yeah, you think I was going to ignore it? You're like,
yeah.
Okay.
I was in crisis.
You were, yeah.
Okay. Frank, you guess the placement.
Yeah, let's make Frank do it.
Val, you guess the numbers. Because I know you don't remember the numbers.
Oh, I mean,
okay. So
roughly
in number 1 spot, Frank, guess the most popular ship according to Fix on Archive of Our Own of Ouran High School Host
Club.
Club.
Just to clarify, the numbers that you found, are they the number of like fan fiction stories related to those characters?
Yes.
Okay. So what is the most popular fan fiction that people are writing? What is the most popular pairings?
Yes.
Frank, you better not be Googling this.
No, I'm not. I'm literally just bringing up a character list so I know like names.
Okay,
like,
and I will.
The main
I'll
7,
demonstrate with. I'm glad that I have props for this too. So
point on the acrylic. Which one?
Tell me when to stop.
Show me on the acrylic which ship hurt you.
So number 1, I mean, from what we've talked about, probably Mori.
Okay.
So you think Mori and who? Because this is not. This is all free for all ship. Okay. This is the pile of people that you get. Yes.
Again,
Frank.
straight brain. This is girls gays and animes. Yes.
Welcome,
I gotta think outside
this is your first
the
time
box. Boy, oh boy. Okay, here we go.
And
no. If we're going ships that are number 1, is probably the twins because it's the easiest.
All right, Val, the twins. How many Fix do you think there are of the twins? They're on this list. What?
280.
All right, 1, 2, 3. The twins, Hikaru and Kaoru, are in 4th place with 311.
I wasn't too far off.
Yeah.
This is 4, not 1. Okay.
Yeah, top 5. So
top 5. Okay. We're in the ballpark. So
number
1.
Go through the rest of the top 5s. Yeah. Try to stay in the top 5. Go through the rest of what you think are the top ships for the number. And this isn't like the top ships. This is just how many fan fictions exist with the characters shipped.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to leave that one that just popped into my brain for later because I don't think it's in the top 5, but I do think it's in the top 10.
Is it the one that Danny mentioned? Is it the hamster one?
No, it's not the hamster and banana, as great as that ship is. I mean, let's just go for the obvious of Honey and Mori.
Honey and Mori.
Oh, Honey you weren't going to go with the hamster.
Yeah, you said you weren't going
to. This is the hamster.
This is the hamster one. Okay, then never mind. Yeah, I'm going with the hamster.
Okay, hamster. Hamster eating a banana. Honey and Mori is not in the top 10.
I'm slightly surprised.
I was surprised to see it not in the top 10.
Mm-hmm. Okay, then maybe what I'm thinking might actually make it.
Okay.
Because my perverse
I was disappointed by the number 1 spot, if I recall correctly.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Because my brain went to Tamaki and Ranka, Haruhi's dad. The 2 of them.
That's not here.
No.
I think you had an original thought, buddy. I don't.
Probably then. Okay. Well, I was way off base there.
Yes, very much so. I'm gonna say yes.
Val's like concocting plots in her own brain right now.
How did Frank's brain get here? How is Frank like, yeah, for all of the people who love Ouran,
go through it?
The top 5 ships gotta be the dad and the main love interest.
Isn't that a TikTok book? I swear that's a TikTok book where like she's like, oh, I like you. Just kidding, I like your dad.
Okay, wait. So on the topic of TikTok books, I'm gonna give Frank's brain time to churn and come up with the next one. I want another like blow my mind, Frank.
Real quick, before we blow anybody else's mind, is it within the top set or like the main 7 characters, or is it just some rando out there?
So I will say
Mostly mains.
Mostly mains. There are two like so if you don't know, Archive Our Own like slash reader, so like self inserts, and there is one original character. So I'll say like the 10th spot, I'll just tell you straight up. Number 10 is Tamaki and reader. So Tamaki and a self insert. Number 9 is
true host club core.
Right.
Reading,
Yeah.
Right.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Or the second to last, because actually I realized, wait, is this more than 10? Kyoya and original female character.
Okay, so that's a self-insert as well, probably.
Effectively, yes. Then this
if
one,
if the rest are just pairings, then yeah, I can try
and
and
then
take a pop shot.
and then Ootori number, hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, exactly 10. Oh, I'm so lucky. 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 6 is Kyoya and reader.
Okay.
So the self-insert.
So that leaves 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 8.
Yes.
Yeah, 7, 8.
Okay. So while you brainstorm
Okay.
on the topic of TikTok books, I'm doing my normal scrolling on TikTok, making sure that my For You page is perfectly aligned with my viewers and my own personal interests, as one does. And sometimes I teeter more onto like the book talk side. Sometimes I teeter onto the anime side, sometimes gaming, and I try to stay streamlined and like gay stuff usually. But one day I found myself on the more book talk side, and someone was like, "Oh, are you a fan of Ouran High School Host Club?" And I was like, "Okay, this belongs on my For You page." But
Yes.
basically, it was like a vampire fanfic erotic novel based loosely around Ouran High School Host Club. So of course, I read the first one.
First one.
I made it through the first one.
Of how many?
It's one of those ones that like goes on for probably too long, and that's where I was like,
Yeah.
"Ooh, this is trash, but it's gonna be like real trash." And so it's kind of my like, "Oh, I'm out of book club books to read. Let me jump back to this vampire loose." And I say it in where it's like a lady goes over to like clean this mansion and knocks over a vase. And then there's like these, she eventually finds out that they're vampires, and they're like the characters themselves, like their personalities are mixed up. There is a set of twins, but they don't have the same like personalities as our twins do. And so it's like that sort of thing. But yeah, I'm not gonna recommend it to the listeners unless they're like, you know
I
what?
need more.
You know what, listeners? Yeah, go. I'll look up the name for you, and I'll we'll
All right,
circle
well,
back.
she
to
looks it up.
All right. While
Yeah.
she looks that up, I'm going to go out on a limb and think that both of the twins are one person at some point on this list, and then they are with another character. So I'm going to go with the twins and Haruhi.
No. Not a throuple.
Okay. So there's no throuple at all. So the twins don't...
Not in the top 10.
Okay. Cool.
No, it's just indebted to the vampires.
So Kyoya and Tamaki?
Kyoya and Tamaki is the number 2 spot.
You mean mom and dad? Of course.
This is the one I thought of you and your husband. Because like I mostly seen you guys in the Flesh and Blood on trips where you guys do have to be that.
Corral us children, just like, come on, get your butts in gear. Let's go to the next place to eat some food.
I was waiting for you to ask
Who's hungry?
Exactly.
I was waiting for you to ask which is my favorite ship not involving Haruhi. Because it probably would be that one. Like non-involving Haruhi. I'm like, if I have to pick one that's like non-involving her, I'm like, okay, I guess I like it. Like,
Yeah.
Kyoya having to keep Tamaki in freaking line is just it's comedy gold.
I really also love like their individual episode, like when they're like, he's like, "Oh, why can I not read you? Why can't I figure you out?" And it's just, it was so funny. It's just like, there's nothing to figure out. There is no end game. Val, how many do you think that one has? How many fics are in that one?
So the other one was 311.
Yeah, 4th place was 311.
380.
700. So second place has more than or nearly double. No, exactly more than double of fourth place of the twins with the twins.
Ouchie mama.
All
Okay.
right. So you're in the top 5, I will say.
Yeah.
You're either in the top 5 or the bottom 5 that are not in this list.
Let's go with Kyoya and Mori.
Kyoya and Mori.
Nowhere to be seen.
I don't think that. No,
I just assume Kyoya has dirt on all of them and is just one of those ships that it's just like, hey, one of these, like,
I can date anyone I want.
Because if you don't date me, I'm gonna release this laundry list of dirt I have on you.
I will say, yeah. I'll number 5 I did not see coming, but no, that's not. So you said Kyoya.
I said Kyoya and Mori.
That's not on this list. So I will say you're consistent with either your top 5 or bottom 5.
Or just not even in the top 10.
Well, no, bottom 5 is in, not the top 10. Because like it's archive of our own. So there's like thousands here.
Yeah.
God, like, because here's the thing, like, do people really want to ship Haruhi with all these people? Like, because I feel like fans of this type of degeneracy don't necessarily want to see the main girl.
I'll tell you this. Haruhi is only in 2 of the top 5.
And Mori wasn't one of them. Tamaki is the canon. So then it's got to be Kyoya as one of them.
With Haruhi, yes, Haruhi and Kyoya is number 3.
Okay.
Val, do you remember how many fics there are with Haruhi and Kyoya?
More than 311? Under 700? How many?
I know, right? 650.
330.
Okay, yeah.
So
that's a drop off.
That's what I mean. Like the like after you get past 2, they're all kind of like pretty close up to a certain point.
Up to a certain point, yeah.
Okay, wait, hold on. I'm gonna read through the titles real quick of the like vampire Ouran.
Oh no.
The first one is Indebted to the Vampires. The second one is Wanted by the Vampires. The third one is Protected by the Vampires.
Hold on, back up.
The fourth one is Embraced by the Vampires.
Wanded, like a verb. Wanded. W-A-N-D. Oh, I heard wanded, like
I also heard wanded.
W-A-N-D-E-D. I was like, what?
Hitachiin, what are you doing?
Embraced
no...
of the Vampires. Then so that was the fourth one. The 4.5 is Tempted by the Butler. Then 5 is Loved by the Vampires. 5.5 is the main character's name, Piper. Piper's Punishment. Then Huntress of the Vampires. Judged by the Vampires. Imprisoned by the Vampires.
Would Renge be the butler? I guess if is the butler.
I couldn't pin who the butler was when I was reading it. Actually, oh, you know what? No, I have no idea, because the butler was like technically, I think, blood oathed to one of the mains, and they would like, you know,
Doc.
Yeah,
like
yeah, they were
Microsoft
intimate
Doc
with each other. Because the blood oath, whatever. So I don't know who the butler would have been, or if he's a new unique character, the spin-off vampire version of Ouran, erotic vampire version of Ouran.
All right. Do you want me to just
let's read through them?
Okay. I'm not gonna get any of these.
Okay.
I feel like I'd just be.
You did a good job, Frank.
Yeah, you
did pop shots and then getting people upset.
You had some original thoughts.
No, I was surprised. You got me, Frank.
All right. So number 1 with 705 fics is Haruhi and Tamaki.
The people want more. The people want more of what the anime left behind.
They want more vanilla? What the heck is this?
Vanilla's a good flavor. All right. Number 5. This one surprised me. Number 5 was 234 is Kaoru and Kyoya. That one makes no sense to me.
Honestly, that was the next one I was gonna say.
I could tell Frank was getting there. I could tell he was.
I was like, okay,
honestly.
if we're gonna ship one of the twins, which one is it gonna be? It's not gonna be the dickhead. It's going to be the good one.
The emotionally mature one with the other like most like another
Emotionally
emotionally mature
manipulative
character.
one, or just
Yeah.
physically manipulative one.
All right. Number 6, Haruhi and Hikaru with 184. Number 7 is Kyoya and Reader.
And who?
No, wait, number 6 is Haruhi and Hikaru.
Okay. Hate that
Wait,
one.
Are we
Continue.
mixing them again? Hikaru is, I thought
The bad one.
the Hikaru is the bad one?
I'm pretty sure Hikaru is the one that just don't. Yeah, they're the.
I'm second guessing myself because I'm astonished that people are like, oh yeah, this guy should be with
because of his
Haruhi.
immaturity in dealing with others.
Oh,
Hikaru
it's
is
the I can fix him
childishly
bit, isn't it?
184 I
overpossessive.
can fix them.
Yeah.
Ugh, come on.
The dickhead.
173 of Kyoya and Reader.
Right.
171 in 8th place of Haruhi and Mori Takashi. So it made it to the top 10.
Yay.
Yeah, I said that one first, didn't I?
You said you didn't want to go for it because
thought
it's
I
girls' gays animes. Like you said it, but then you didn't final answer.
Oh, yeah, y'all made me second guess myself.
I did not do shit.
That's right. Nope.
Yep.
Okay. Continue.
And then 8 and 10 are original female character with
Right.
Kyoya and Suoh Tamaki with Reader.
Gotcha. Okay.
I think, yeah, but like, it's funny because like, despite nearly being almost being vintage, nearly 20 years old, I'm surprised at how active the fandom still is. Like when I was like looking for this, I was like looking on like the Ouran High School subreddit, and a thing I do with every Reddit is like I sort by most popular of all time, and all of the most popular ones have been in the past 2 years. Like the most upvoted things on Reddit have been like 6 months ago, last year, 2 years ago, which I would have thought like that was like pandemic times would be like people revisiting, but yeah.
I mean, it was the end of the pandemic 2 years ago, but yeah. Well, I guess that was 2022 more than 2023. Anyways, ignore my ramblings. Yeah, no, so you were like, I'm wondering how your brain got to the dad and Tamaki.
He's gonna internalize this for a while. Go on.
No, a part of it was like, oh, the canon lover and the parent, but also my brain went, okay, it's the two parents. They're bonding over the love of Haruhi, and then they find out like they have a lot in common, and then it's just like, okay, let's go to town. I don't know. That's where my brain went.
Yeah.
That was the rationale as to why I said it. It's not a good rationale, but it is a rationale.
I see the vision.
This was not Frank's ship. This is what Frank thinks other people ship.
Again, I don't read fanfic. I don't know. So that just was the pop shot in my brain of like, that could work.
I mean, there is I looked it up. There is a TikTok book that is exactly that. So I see the vision, but you need glasses.
I've already got those, so I guess I gotta get a better prescription.
That's Frank, everyone.
Oh, one of the funny things, I don't know if this was like specifically a dub thing or like Netflix's thing. The flashback to the flip cell phone and the twins being like, oh, we're in her top 5.
Yes.
I remember that. I remember
he's top 5.
Good old MySpace.
Back, yeah.
No, you have a limited talk and text for your top 5, and then everyone else you charge minutes for.
To be fair,
you have to wait until 9 p.m.
Yeah.
I got a cell phone in 8th grade, which I don't remember when that was. It was like 2000 something. I don't remember.
For me, it was 2007.
We're all the same age, right?
Hold on. I graduated from high school in 2011, -4, so 2007. Yeah, I don't know. I'm also a dumb kid that just doesn't remember my past very, very well. My brain is just like, ooh, new information. Buy out old information. But my brain just went to MySpace when you said top 5. I was like,
top 8, right? I didn't have MySpace because that was one of those ones. I thought it was too cool for MySpace, so instead I spent all my time on Gaia Online.
I was gonna say, was that
that was like the RPG kind of looking one?
Yeah, was that like what they made fun of Dwight Schrute in from The Office of like him making another life?
No, that was Second Life, which I found out was real in college. Like I thought it was like a joke that like they were making, like how like
not a joke.
Yeah, no, how like TV shows will like make up fake games for like thing. Like I thought like, oh, Second Life, they're making fun of something. I thought they were making fun of The Sims or something. But no, Second Life was real. Like they used the government name and everything.
Fantastic.
Was there I'm going to circle back to the show. Was there anything, I guess, for both of you, even though I know it's been a while for Frank, when you were watching this as someone who probably doesn't engage frequently with reverse harems or like BL content, was there any verbiage or jargon that you didn't understand?
I think,
or did you just use context clues?
I think well, I guess like the thing I didn't get, which is what you guys explained to me of like what exactly a host club is, which like now it makes sense. I think I kind of picked it up, but like I think I need to explicitly explain. But that actually is one of my notes here. I was like watching in the living room when my partner came back from work, and she just like sat down. It's like I think it was like episode 8 or 9 or 10, like in the middle of the show, and there was the part where the child that wanted to learn piano, or that new piano, he came in and just like explicitly explained everything. He's like twincest, this, that, and like in like 30 seconds, my partner, who had not seen a single second of this show, got caught up immediately.
They did that a couple of times.
Yeah,
they like called themselves out a couple of times. They called themselves out with the one girl who was into the like dating games. They did it with the piano boy and with the little girl whose brother was the goth kid.
Yeah. So
God, I loved that episode where they were trying to make the goth kid like more approachable for the sister. That was such a good episode.
That was I really also loved with like Renge. He was like, wait, you like this too? She's like, no, I just like the aesthetic. I don't actually do this witchcraft bullshit. Which I was also okay. So the game that that one girl was playing, the video game, like the dating simulator, I thought like, damn, Doki Doki Literature Club is that old? I didn't think it was. And like, no, it's just an aesthetic. That's just the aesthetic of like dating games. I don't play those typically. Maybe that'll be the next one. But like, I was like, huh, it's that old, and I just felt my bones ache.
But like, I guess the concept of like moe and like
visual novels.
Oh, yeah, I
guess because they no, maybe what am I thinking? Otome games. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah,
not visual novels, but just specifically Otome games.
Yeah.
They existed back then. They've been around for probably since the 80s. 90s, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, there's like the original like it's probably started for like those choose your own adventure games.
Now I gotta look it up. When did Otome games start? 94.
I think I really loved also with when Roronoa Zoro was like, am I gay? I really like this dude, and he was just like having a crisis.
Oh yeah,
Casanova.
Casanova. I think he's just kind of like, guess I'm into dudes. They were all like that at some point. They're like,
this is life now.
Yeah. They're like, all right, I'm into guys. Okay.
Yeah. I also like here in my notes, it's like one bullet point. The fact that the dub is a girl's voice and it's a show about dudes teaching someone how to be a boy is really speaking to the trans experience. And then like the mean girl said like, oh, you're a second class citizen. Oh, the mean girl is Himiko Toga from My Hero Academia. And then the next bullet point down is, oh, it's literally a trans metaphor explicitly. There's no subtext. Because I got to the part where like she was like taking her thing, like her shirt off, and they saw her bra. I also have like, oh, that's funny that they're doing, because I didn't know that the character was a girl. So like, oh, that's funny. They do the glasses, the 90s trend of like, oh, take off your glasses, you're so beautiful. But they did it for a guy. And I thought that was really funny. It's like back when we still got good rom-coms. It's like Freddie Prinze Jr., She's All That. I just recently rewatched that, and it's just like watching that come next to this was very funny. It's like, oh, we don't do this anymore. Oh, host hopper. When I recently,
it's such a funny term.
When I recently heard, one of my friends is going through a sour breakup. He was calling her a homie hopper, and then like literally that same day, I heard host hopper. I'm like, oh, that's funny. I love alliteration.
Yeah. I mean, generally speaking, I don't think I necessarily have like an episode where I think is weaker compared to any other of the ones. I mean, like I don't think that there is necessarily a bad episode or a bad arc in this series. I think if I had to pick like the weakest one, it'd probably be when Honey gets a cavity. But that's probably as far as I would go to say is like there is a bad episode, quote unquote, in this series.
The one that I saw people divided on, it seems like people either loved it or hated it, was the beach episode. Specifically because of the thing with Kyoya that even kind of shocked me a little bit when he was just like pinned her down. It's like, what are you gonna do? That one I was like, what the fuck? What's going on here? It was like later on, once I saw that the character, once I got to know the character more, it made more sense. My bad. But yeah,
I mean, I think the whole, like, I know that it was only, I feel like a lot of times when stuff gets adapted and it gets cut short, you end up with like weirdness. Like, I think Fruits Basket gets like weird and then they had to redo it and stuff. I feel like even though they only got through like 30% of the source material, they still did a good job of like, in the short time that they had, developing the characters and making sure that the show was a full show, like with character development. Like they left the end kind of open and there was like some stuff that they took out, obviously, but it doesn't, if someone didn't know that it was only a third, they could watch it and be like, okay, I do want more, but also the show is over. Where sometimes I feel like even with when the series is over, I'm like, wait, that's it.
I think I feel both. I think I feel like I could just be at peace with it, but also I kind of do want that box. I'm like, look, it's like talking to me like the Green Goblin mask right now. Like I'm on my second screen.
You know you want to buy me. Yeah, no, like eventually I'll read the series and just kind of get what's missing. But I, in terms of just like the overall show, I do think it is a complete package despite being open ended. I do enjoy the ending, the fact that it's open ended, because they did leave room for like a second season that just never got adapted. Whether that be a reasoning for how long it took to do the main series, like to write it all out, or just people didn't want to come back for a second season, not sure. I do overall enjoy the series, like as a whole. I am at peace with the fact that we're never going to get another version of this show, despite the fact that Fruits Basket got a remake. Yeah, no, I feel like I'm at peace with this series, and in which like I don't need more, but if I got more, it'd be great.
There's a live action drama.
Yes. They're most
Danny,
popular...
I'm surprised you didn't show up and only having watched the live action drama version.
No, unfortunately,
this is a callback to a previous episode where Dana reacts.
Yeah.
All right, tell him to watch an anime and he watches the drama instead and doesn't tell me until halfway through my episode.
That's fantastic, by the way. Holy crap.
Like, I looked it up on Crunchyroll. I honestly, I did think about doing that. Like, like if it was on Crunchyroll right next to it, I would have like had the idea.
I would have known.
I am still so surprised how like, again, so it started airing in the US 2007-8. This had a chokehold in my life with people in my life all through high school and seemingly all through college. I thought like when you told me like, oh, we're gonna watch this, I was fully prepared to be like, all right, 400 episodes. I don't know. I fully expected to be 400 episodes or like
First of all, I
200
would
or
never
something like
do
that.
that to you.
I was just I also hate how I quickly accepted it. Like you said, like, all right, do it. And I'm like, all right, 400 episodes. There, I guess we're doing this.
And then later you're like, it's only 24. Dope. This is easy.
Oh yeah, light work.
Not to spoil something, but Danny had asked me a question earlier this week, and I gave him my thoughts on it. And they're like, "Man, I really was hoping that I wouldn't have to watch 80 some odd episodes of this because, like, yeah." I'm thinking, Danny, the genre you sent me, minimum is gonna be 80 episodes for whatever good show is out there. Like, there's no possible way of escaping something that massive.
Yeah. It was Haikyuu. It was like I'm like working I guess call back to my YouTube channel. I'm working.
I didn't want to spoil it, so if you want to talk about it, go for
Yeah.
it. But like,
No,
yeah,
I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm like working on a thing about like sports media, and I was just like, all right, would it be faster to read or watch Haikyuu? And like now I'm like, okay, yeah, it would be faster, but I know the full experience
The
is.
problem is that you can either borrow Frank's Blu-rays or you have to watch it subbed.
because the dub for Haikyuu is like the dub for Kaguya. It's amazing. It's great. It's one of the better dubs out there.
It really is. But it belongs to the ether now.
Yep.
Like no one has like the licensing for it. It's all and it just doesn't exist now.
The Blu-rays, which
unless you have the Blu-rays.
So Frank, you can upload those Blu-rays onto YouTube in 3 parts, right?
Each episode is 3 parts. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
All like, 80 episodes or whatever.
Got me the link though.
and the third part is mostly credits, but it's like just enough of the last bit to where like I have to click on part 3.
So bitter about this because the same way that Ouran is like a comfort rewatch for me, Haikyuu was a comfort rewatch for me.
Yeah, I was shocked that all of the dub got taken off, honestly, because I feel like I'm pretty sure I watched all of it last year on Hulu or whatever.
Well, there was a guy on TikTok who was doing I'm doing blah 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 every day until Crunchyroll puts the dub back up. Needless to say, he's still doing the thing. I don't know what it was, but
they're gonna be waiting a while.
I know.
Haikyuu is another one where like I saw a TikTok clip of somebody like reciting it, and it took for like years. I thought, man, Haikyuu looks really funny because it was like, and then I found out it was an abridged version where like somebody it was like a bunch of innuendos, and then like one of the guys was like, "Is it me? Am I the pervert? Is volleyball straight, but I'm just gay?" Like it was like something very funny like that, and I just fully accepted it as dub. Like, all right, yeah.
Let me know if you want me on your sports as a derivative of all sports anime is gay because I got
maybe that'll be our next episode. All of us, like Frank and me, like sports, so have us back for that.
Well, I had you watch Skate, which by the way, the OVA is out, and I haven't watched it yet, and Skate. That's what I said.
Yeah, okay.
Did I say it? Okay.
No, you did. I don't know, but like you said, I know you said Skate, but my mind went to this ice skating one, Ouran Ice, because that is also skating. But like I associate you with that one more.
Sports anime.
Wait, Frank, did she tell you or did I tell you that like she had me watch Yuri on Ice and I fully thought that the 23-year-old was gonna end up with the 15-year-old? Like because every cosplay I've ever seen has been the Yuri, like the 2 Yuris together. And so I thought, all right, I guess they're gonna end up together. All right.
As a heads up, I've actually not watched Yuri on Ice. It's like the one sports anime I really haven't watched.
So now you know
Reacts Part 2.
So now you know that a 23-year-old is not going to end up together with a 15-year-old.
Oh,
I just want you to know that the cosplays misled me.
Yeah, no, I've been watching the other ice skating anime, which is Medalists, but which is fantastic. But back to Ouran High School Host Club, like
yes.
Oh boy, it's Arnold. I see him.
There was a snoot in the frame, yeah.
Little snooter, Arnie. But back to Ouran, like again, this is one of those comfort rewatch shows for me. I probably watch it every other year Like this and Toradora kind of like flip flop every year as to which one I'm gonna watch.
I won't. I watched it. I won't rewatch Toradora.
I love Toradora.
I can't.
It's good. It's just one of those shows that is like, it was one of those early on shows when I was finally getting back into anime that I watched and I was like, this is great. Oh my god, I loved it. But now, like, fully realizing, years later, it is the most vanilla slice of life of all time. Vanilla, as we've discussed, is a good flavor still.
Frank's really fighting for that stance.
Danny was the one that said vanilla was a good flavor, so
yeah,
gonna throw that one out there.
Mm-hmm.
It's different.
I like you
from Danny.
And we've
come more caramel flavor.
Full circle to whatever book series Danny talked about from the beginning. Where they changed the white man to the Hispanic man in the movie.
Oh yeah,
we've come full circle.
Real quick, I know Danny had brought up Archive of Our Own. There is an Archive of Our Own comparison series where someone went through and simultaneously watched the anime, the drama, and read the manga side by side. And they do an episode by episode analysis of what is different, down to the level of detail of like the mean girl that Danny ships with Haruhi. It goes into like how much meaner she was to Haruhi in the manga. It says like this is omitted from the anime, but that the girl bullies Haru more than just with her bag in the fountain. She hides razor blades in her book and sewing needles in her blazer.
God dang. That's wild.
So if anyone is interested in the deep comparison, it is on Archive of Our Own. It just says the comparison series, and it's the Ouran one. I got there indirectly through going to the Reddit page for Ouran High School Host Club, searching manga, and then it was like the 4th or 5th post down. But I can I'll copy the link and I'll post it on wherever I post the podcast episodes, so everyone has it. And I'll text it to Danny.
Fair enough. But yeah, I feel like I didn't talk too much about the show and how much I love it, but like I really don't have much. I really don't have much to say other than the fact that
it's really like no notes.
Like I do have like a few complaints, which I've already voiced my complaints, and like other than that,
you just said the word twins. Notes. That was it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Twins, and then Honey Nozuka's voice actor. Like they do a great job, but like at the same time, it is kind of grating.
You know what? We're only an hour and 30 minutes in. Let's talk about the twins.
All right, cool. Let's do it. Now I can't tell either of them apart.
My wife may kill you.
I'll text her right now.
Oh boy.
Look at that.
But the twins, it's not that I don't like their characters, because again, they do, like everybody in this series does have some sort of character growth.
They have a purpose.
Yeah. They have a purpose, but boy howdy are just like their scenes together are just I don't even know how to describe them. It's
satirical, Frank. It's like, you know what it's like? It's like how people think Kesha's stupid. But Kesha is just this person. Kesha went to Brown. Kesha's so smart.
Kesha's my guilty pleasure. Listen, I love Kesha. Like that.
Okay, so I'm not telling you anything you don't know about Kesha.
Correct.
Right? She's so smart. She built this persona because she knew it would be successful, and it was. She didn't account for being taken advantage of and the whole record label thing, but that's neither here nor there. That's what the twins are doing. They're just feeding an audience. Yes, they love each other and they're twins, but not like that. But they love taking advantage of other people's weaknesses and interests for their own entertainment. And that's all their bit is. But they know that and they own that.
Yeah, that's fair.
So is with the twins...
I don't think they're actually peddling twincest in this.
But then you get to the scenes where they're at their own home and like they're in the same bed and they're both stark naked and they're only being covered by an elephant plushie that's preloaded with confetti.
They're wearing pants, Frank.
Are they?
Yes.
Are they?
Listen, who are we to judge Japanese customs? Again, for all I know, that's like if you told me that's how they do, I'm like, all right, cool. Who am I to judge?
Reckon I can an elephant preloaded with confetti.
Wait, Frank.
There were a couple bits during it where I'm like, the elephant exploding confetti bit. I didn't get. One thing that my husband kept bringing up as we were watching it was the banana peels.
Yeah, that was so fun. That was another one. I love the fucking monkey just shows up.
I forgot all about the freaking banana peels.
Frank, I'm really disappointed you didn't give me a rewatch before hopping on. You had time.
I found out about this like casually probably a month ago.
Is a month not enough to watch 24 episodes of one of your favorite shows?
That's fair.
Then
again, to be fair, I rewatched all of Kaguya-sama, and that's why. I love Kaguya-sama.
Danny,
Ian
have you seen
Sinclair
Love is
is
War?
a saint.
No.
Oh, you need to, buddy. It's
Okay.
Ian Sinclair at his finest.
Oh, he does Brooks, right?
Yes.
Okay.
He is the narrator in Kaguya-sama.
That's another one where it's like
The dub is phenomenal.
The dub is worth it because of the
watch
narrator.
the dub. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the narrator is Ian Sinclair.
It is more episodes than this, though.
It is.
All right, so next we'll need longer to do the next episode, I guess.
But yeah, so the banana peels bit, it comes out of nowhere, and it's never really explained. It just exists.
I wonder if it's more explained in the manga or something.
I hope it doesn't. I hope it does not. I hope that it's just like, yeah, monkeys are here.
Through the archive site for banana peel and see.
Well, like, isn't it like one of the things is like they have like a jungle forest theme for the host club one week, and then that's where the monkeys are, and they just never leave the school.
I don't know.
Sweet. Majority of the Ouran High School Host Club manga is available on Libby at my local library.
Okay.
Okay, so yes, the monkeys are there deliberately, apparently.
I mean,
monkeys.
I mean, yes, the monkeys have real consequences. I assume they're real. I would hope they're real.
Well, no, they're put into the series deliberately. That's what I'm trying to say. Not like they're there randomly. But basically, from what I can skim on this Wikipedia page, it's that they are a symbolism of fun, activity, charm, loyalty, and wit, just as the characters are. That's what I'm getting from skimming this. And that they like to play. There you go. So that's about as much as I can do for you on a very quick Google search.
I have a couple more thoughts before I let you guys go. Did we cover everything, Frank, on the twins? Do you feel like you have a new way of...
No, I knew what their purpose was. It still just made me feel like some of it was unnecessary and was just like it was played up to the nth degree that it was just kind of a little bit of an eye roller, in my opinion.
It's Kesha, Frank. She brushes her teeth with a bottle of Jack. And when she leaves for the night, she ain't coming back, Frank. It's that same level. I don't get... If you love Kesha, I don't know how you don't get this bit. I don't
like I said, I get the bit. It's just like it's a bit of an eye roller.
See, for me, like the twin bit, I was just bored. Like not like I was just like, okay, I kind of get it. But then there was a part where like it seemed like one of the twins, I don't know if I misread it or like a translation thing, but it seemed like one of the twins was like, I want to have more friends beyond you, and the other one was like, no. And maybe they explored that more in the manga. I would like to read that, but like then they kind of didn't do anything with it, and I'm like, wait, no, don't edge me like that. Like
we have to go back.
Right.
But yeah, no, I got my piece out.
Okay. All right. The other thing that I want to say about just this is the fact that it's older. I just feel like it was produced so well. Like, I know Danny had brought up earlier that like with the generator, and then we talked about the banana peels. I feel like, especially for how old it is, that it was just produced really well. Like the way that the scenes were put together, the different like the subtleties, the not so subtleties. I think it was all just really well produced as far as like an anime goes.
Yeah, and it is done by Studio Bones, which, for those of you who don't know what Studio Bones have worked on, the original Full Metal Alchemist, Eureka 7, Soul Eater,
Little.
Lee. Jesus, there's that brain cell at work. FMA Brotherhood, yeah, they've worked on a bunch. Like, those are some of the bigger ones: Space Dandy, Soul Eater Not, Noragami, etc., etc. So, like,
I gotta do Soul Eater Not still.
I saw it on your bookcase earlier. It's somewhere, but yeah, it's right behind you. Oh, you got to get the third book. Anyways,
I thought it was on display somewhere. No, I saw it and then I didn't buy it because I'm waiting for hardcover sale. I'm being really brave.
Smart. But yeah, no, like, Studio Bones is consistently very good at what they do.
Mm-hmm.
So, agreed. Yeah, the production behind it was fantastic, and I like the fact that the voice actors in, like, for that time period, I feel like it's very difficult to get good dubbed voice actors, or like to make like voice actors give a crap about their roles, because that time period there were some particularly heinously bad dubs. Not to say that there aren't any more. There still are. Looking at you, Hulu dubs, but and High Dive. But yeah, no, I completely 100% agree.
I looking through my notes. I think if there is one weak episode, or one that I'm just like, I'm like, what was the point? It's the Alice in Wonderland one. Like that one, like I understand.
Yeah.
I like the episodes when like the creator very much like it's like, okay, you love this, so I'm assuming the creator fucking loves Alice in Wonderland, and they wanted like an excuse to use it, but like it definitely felt like not like bad. I don't like the way I don't know. Maybe the closest to filler. Maybe the animation team likes Alice in Wonderland and they wanted to experiment. I don't know if it's in the manga, but like it
I
felt
think it's
like
in the manga.
I'm like it felt like, wait, where did we go with this? I don't remember how it ended, honestly, because like I was kind of I think I was on my phone or on by that point by the end.
Let me look
like
on this AO3 thing to see if it's in there. Episode 13. You keep going. I'm gonna read.
Okay, yeah.
It is definitely an interesting episode. It's like, in my opinion, it's one of those kind of filler gap episodes. It's not necessarily, to me, it's not offensive. It's not inoffensive. Like, it's a nice small break to kind of be like a little bit of an interlude into the next arc.
I mean,
so yeah.
Like, I mean, I forgot about it like up until literally just now. So I guess it is inoffensive, but like I guess if I had to say like, oh, there is one weak one, I just now remembered it. I was just like,
yeah,
maybe I do remember it being, if on a rewatch it might be better. Oh, Fancy Tuna was a funny bit. I don't know how
I love Fancy Tuna.
The
yes.
Fancy Tuna is great. But yeah, no, and again, just to kind of repeat, for me, if I had to pick a bad episode, it would probably be Honey no Zuka gets a cavity. Like, again, I'm not a huge fan of the voice actor. They do a great job because they're supposed to be portraying what is a man-child, literal child, but as a man. I think they do a wonderful job, but at the same time, like, that voice to me is grating, and that whole episode is about him, and all he does is complain that he can't have sweets, and it just, yeah, it's my least favorite.
Oh, okay. I guess like yeah, my journey with Honey Senpai is just like I hated him just because like, oh, what he is supposed to be, and like they straight up say, oh, like, oh, the Lolita type. I right to jail. Like anyone who like is how I feel about that type of character. And but then like I really liked the episode where they explain his backstory, when like he was just like, no, I'm not gonna eat sweets. I'm gonna be like the patriarch. I'm gonna be respectable. And then he's like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm gonna eat sweets. And then like
I'm still gonna be badass and strong, but I'm also gonna only eat cake.
Yeah, fuck protein. Just like only carbs and sugar. And then And then the true thing of like his little brother showing up and being like, I don't care that he eats sweets. I just he keeps me up at
scares the
midnight.
shit out of me.
He ate 3 cakes sitting down. That was so funny. Like and maybe it's because he shows up less or like has less of an important role throughout the rest of the series. But like from that episode, I'm like, oh, okay. I
They
kind
showed
of
him
like
as
it.
a more mature character throughout the rest of the series after that episode, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I got nothing.
Okay, yeah.
And
then,
I've said pretty much my piece. Like, I love this show. There's not like, again, I try not to nitpick it because it is one of those things. If I nitpick this, I'm gonna nitpick everything, and then my life is just gonna be a nitpick shame of terror.
I still just don't know what you could even nitpick about it, if I'm being honest.
Nothing. I mean, is this technically what's that, Shojo? Like the girl version of shonen? Does this qualify as that?
I think so.
I think it's a shonen. Is it not a shonen?
Or
Because it is a reverse. It is a reverse harem.
It is a reverse harem.
Mm-hmm. So like,
and I thought it was on Shonen Jump. No, it is a shoujo. Never mind. I'm dumb.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like, what do you mean?
I'm an idiot. It was on Magazine Lala, so never mind.
Yeah. So the reason I ask is because like kind of like when I was saying earlier, it's like, oh, like I kept having to like readjust my expectations to like what the show was because I had no context for what it was going to be. At first, I thought it was going to be like a date of the week, and then like, oh, it's going to be this and that. Like, I think like after a certain point, I'm like, the problems I had with it, I'm like, oh no, I'm being bad at a salad for not being a steak. And so like once I accepted it for what it is, I'm like, okay, this is actually really good for what it is. So like, yeah, like you can nitpick like things that haven't aged well, but like then that's ignoring the fact that it came out in 2006. You could nitpick the way the characters act, but then you're ignoring the fact that it's meant for a younger audience. So yeah, I do agree. Like any problems I have come with it are with being in my 30s and watching something like this for the very first time.
Fair enough. Yeah.
It's such a good show. It's one of those things where it's like, it's such a good show. I always want to recommend it to people who haven't seen it because I acknowledge everything that I've already explained to Frank about the twins. It's one of those things where it's like, because I've seen it and I know all of the context around it and the Kesha bit that has to do with the twins, I ignore all of the like, Hikaru, Kaoru, like, oh, I love you. I like ignore that because I know that it's not real. I know it's a bit that they do. But if I'm recommending this to someone, that's when it's important that I remember. And so it's kind of one of those things. It's like, oh, it's such a good show. You should watch it. But it's like recommending Dandadan to someone without giving them the, hey, by the way, the first episode's kind of weird warning.
There are a handful of weird moments throughout the show, but it's not the entirety of its thing.
It's one of those like, hey, I know it's weird, but let it cook.
Let it simmer.
Yeah, I am glad I let it simmer because yeah, like I felt myself becoming more and more endeared to the characters as the show went on. Even the newspaper one I really loved. Like that was the one that like kind of endeared me to the whole the group as a whole because it's like, oh, like they're all like, yeah, no, like yes, Tamaki is annoying. Yes, he's this and that, but he's our friend. And I'm like, okay. That's when it finally like endeared me to the club as a whole. Like the concept of a club.
Yeah. Like they're all dumb little idiots, but like they care about each other.
Yeah, the power of friendship.
Power of friendship to beat this journalist's ass.
I think that was like during my first watch of it, I think that was when I like really started to appreciate nerd character. Because sometimes like my autism's like mean character is mean. And I have to explicitly be shown that they care. And so in that moment it's like, oh, he really does genuinely care about all of these people, even Tamaki, who's like pretty annoying as a person.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe it's because I'm like watching like One Piece concurrently and like reading it, but like yeah, it's kind of the thing of like nobody respects Luffy as the captain, nobody respects Tamaki as like the leader, but they all accept that he is the leader. They all accept that like he is the reason that they are together. Even at the end, at like the end of the series, when there's like, oh yeah, the host club is ending, like none of them say that like, wait, no, fuck you, I'm gonna be the president of the host club now. Like they all just like, he's, because he said that the club is ending, they decided, no, wait, we need to save the club, because without him there is no club. So that was like a what?
He's their glue.
Yeah, exactly. For better or for worse.
I don't know why I thought you said he's their Groot, and I'm like, I am
yes,
Groot.
He is their Groot. We are Groot.
Oh boy.
Yeah, Danny, thanks for indulging and watching one of my favorites for the pod. I hope that you genuinely enjoyed it.
I did.
Okay, cool. Sometimes I'm not sure. I mean, like I gave you the last time you were on, we did the 4 different ones, and there was, I feel like at one point you were like, I did not enjoy this. It's like, you're not gonna like all of them. You're not exactly the target market, but it's this one I felt good about recommending, even though I know it wasn't going to be like giving you Skate and telling you, hey, you should watch Skate the Infinity. That one's totally different. But if this one's just so good that I was like, Danny will, one, I know your sense of humor, but 2, it's just so good.
I liked especially, it kind of felt like an archaeologist of like, yes, this thing that inspires so many new things that I'm watching now, because that's the thing. It's just like the same way that Naruto and Bleach inspired Jujutsu Kaisen. There's like a lot of like shojo and like a lot of like romance that is like made by people our age now that was watching this, and they're like, I want that, including the crappy vampire TikTok books. But you know, it's like
I'll drop the link to that when I post
we were beyond it.
for better for worse, you know, it inspires things of creatives our age. So it's like going back and being like, where's my cat? Oh, the door's closed. That's fine. But yeah, it was fun. It was fun, and it gets me like, oh, that's where that meme comes from. Oh, that's where that song is from.
Kiss, kiss, fun.
I wish I had that teed up to just randomly play throughout the episode. I'll have to edit it in.
Just make it a Discord soundboard for later.
I know. I've got my Stream Deck that I need to finish setting up once I figure out exactly how I'm going to format my streams from now on. I will also add that I didn't realize until this last time I watched it just how frequently the same song plays over and over again. But it's like, it's done so well that you're not like, this again. It's kind of those like they blend it into what's happening and they play it at certain moments. And I just gotta say, Frank, I don't know if you remember, but at my wedding, all of the bridal party walked down to the instrumental to that song.
No, I thought it was just me and you, since I was your flower girl, that we walked down to the Kiss Kiss the instrumental.
No, the whole bridal party did that one, and then I walked down to History Maker.
That's what it was. Okay, never mind. But yes, I do remember that from your wedding, because I was like, I love this song. This is great. Fantastic choice.
It starts playing, and you guys start walking down, and I'm just like...
I love that like the characters were listening, like canonically listening to the end credit song. Like they had headphones in, like what? And then like the end themes was playing. I'm like, okay, this is cool.
I wonder what the budget was for it, because it feels like not a lot, but it feels like they made it work.
Yeah, it's not a lot. So like we blew all the budget on this, and we're gonna use it everything as much as we can.
Well, they got the whole intro song like redone in English, right? How much of the budget went to that?
It's the best, but also simultaneously the worst. It's not as bad as the ending song, which holy crap, that's a different type of bad.
I also because I listen to both of them, like I have here like, oh, the kiss kiss part is both in English and Japanese. Like they, which is very funny because like that's like the things I do love about anime when they just randomly speak English.
Yeah, glad you liked it, buddy.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
glad I got to talk about it.
What are you gonna suffer through next time, Danny?
You tell me. Are we gonna
Frank,
come back and?
Are we gonna
come back and? Are we gonna come back in 6 months and do Haikyuu? Like,
that one's gonna be like that's like its own podcast in itself because you're gonna be doing like a whole sports thing. I'm gonna be like, this is clearly gay. That's gay. Everything's gay, and Frank's somewhere like in the middle. I feel like Frank.
I played some sports, so I could just tell you it's gay. Like there's a lot. The Venn diagram is a circle.
I played water polo. There's some part of me that's probably out there, just like still wandering in the water.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say there's some part of me that's still gay. Like
I thought he was gonna say that. I was like,
that too.
Yeah,
probably.
Specifically, the still gay. Like like the pause on like the still. Still.
We all had already filled it in by then.
Yeah, but no, I don't care. I would like to consider myself an ally, and I like these types of shows. So
yeah, no,
it's fine.
Ally.
Yeah.
Ally.
All right, so I'm gonna think of some other. I mean, no matter what, we got to circle back, Danny, and do a skate OVA.
Oh yeah,
reaction. Because I feel like you like that one, regardless of it being a bit that I make you do.
I mean, we could just have Danny just watch Bureaucrat to Villainess.
Oh wait, we could
Villainous Dad.
Yeah, the new one, the one that's out right now.
I love Villainous Dad so much.
We could invert this and have you watch specific episodes of Shonen and explore the romance in that. That could be fun. Whole episode on Naruto and Sasuke.
Sasuke, no.
And then we'll go through the like, oh, what were the top fanfics that were written, and you just have to have props like I did.
Spoiler alert, Naruto's in none of them.
Yeah, because I've thought about going back and like watching the classics, but at this point I'm like, is it worth it?
Some of them are. It's very difficult to try and find them. That's the difficult part.
See, for like
is it worth going back and watching the classics now that like Omegaverse animes exist?
See, as somebody who went back and watched the classic for this very podcast, I would say to an extent, yes. But like for something like Naruto, like go to a local GameStop and pick up like a shitty arena fighter from like the Xbox 360, PS3 era. And it's just like you just play through the whole story.
All they've got is GameCube, buddy.
And they have that too. That's how I watched Dragon Ball Z in its entirety for the first time. Budokai Tenkaichi.
I feel like Danny needs to watch Sailor Moon only because of the conversation.
Are we talking about classic Sailor Moon, or are we talking about the remake?
Both.
It could be the remake.
Because I watched the first 2 seasons of the remake, and holy crap, what a wild ride that I was never expecting.
Oh, okay. I was like wondering, where's this
going?
It
is no, like Danny. I watched a good amount of Sailor Moon as a kid because I grew up with 2 sisters, so it's like whatever was on TV for them, it was on for me.
Same.
So I never knew what the hell the plot to Sailor Moon is. The actual plot to Sailor Moon is 10 times weirder and stranger than you will ever think of. So warning there.
What's so fun is that like Sailor Moon for me was my sister watched it, but like I thought like I was a boy, so I couldn't like it, but I did like it. So like it was a thing of like this show's stupid. I'm gonna sit here and watch it with you so I can tell you how stupid it is. And I was just like not saying anything, just watching it. But I watched the Spanish dub growing up. So like a lot of like the English stuff, I like the whole cousin thing, I missed it completely. I didn't learn about that until I was in college because like the Spanish dub was actually good. Like they actually cared about it back then.
Yeah, I could see that.
But yeah, I've been wanting to. I was trying to find the Spanish dub, and then I went down the rabbit hole. And like, yeah, I saw a glimpse of what you're talking about, Frank. Where like, wait, this is what the show is about.
It's if you watch the remake, it's very much like we got rid of any and all filler. We're going 1,000 miles an hour at the plot, and the plot like at 100% pace is insane. It's anyways, yeah, I would have never guessed in a million years that that's what Sailor Moon was all about. What in that? Like, anyways,
yes.
Sorry.
It's still like it's turbo speed, but it's still one that like you could put on and like watch while you were working.
I did. That's what I did, and I still like. I would have to pause it, rewind, and be like,
"Yeah, there was somewhere you're like watching it, you're watching,
okay.
and you're like, wait a minute, hold on."
It's like, did I hear that correctly? Yep, I did. Okay, cool. We're moving on.
Yeah, the original English dub is on Tubi, and like they have a Sailor Moon channel, so I'll just like pop in sometimes and like watch a random episode. But yeah, I like to watch beginning to end the way the creator, who is married to the creator of Hunter x Hunter and Yu Yu Hakusho, which is so cool. I love stuff like that.
Wait, real quick, Danny. Instead of Sailor Moon, have you watched Nana?
No, I don't know what that is.
Frank, I haven't even watched Nana.
Okay, so I guess we're watching Nana.
It's peak sapphic, like not.
No, I've not been more saddened.
I'm like episode like 9 or 10, and I just haven't gotten back to it.
In my soul, it's so good. It's so good. Anyways, okay. Well, I've picked your next episode, so.
Next episode, Frank's hosting an episode of Valsaraptor and Dana react to Nana.
Yeah, no, it's Nana's great. I would highly recommend it. That's like because when you're saying like should I go back to the classics, like Nana is definitely one of those. Because I'm scrolling through all the shows, like my anime list right now. I'm like,
I have not updated my anime list in so long.
I have to, or else I'll never do it. It's like as soon as I finish a show, it's like I upload what rating I think, and then I'm like, cool, I'm done with it. But yeah, Nana is definitely one of those that y'all should watch.
Animes and like tangent, so like I still have to go back and watch. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot I started this one. That's how bad I am.
Yeah,
like I forgot that I had started Nana and never went back to it. I forgot that I still haven't finished Shadow's House. I forgot that I haven't finished. It's the list goes on.
Yeah,
not that I don't want to or didn't enjoy it. I forget that I started it.
The things that I would suggest that are older would be Nana, and then anything done by Satoshi Kon. Those are probably the go-tos. If we're
what Danny has to watch.
What do I have to watch?
He has to watch Madoka Magica.
That's a good point. I just passed that one. I was thinking to myself, oh, that's an easy one. That's a low bar to,
but it's like it's one that like it's surprising. Like when you watch it, it is you go in, I would say raw dog it.
Don't look up
it's gonna surprise you. Yeah, don't.
Okay, I just like do I have the streaming service that this is on?
It should be on Crunchyroll.
Oh, okay. I think so one of my favorite movies is Night on the Galactic Railroad, and I think supposedly one of these characters is based off of that. So yeah, I'm down.
And that's relevant because they just had like a movie come out. They had like they had more content come out. I'm also behind. And I watched Madoka Magica the first time, and I had downloaded it off of whatever I was watching it on, and I took it with me somewhere, and I was watching it, and I didn't realize that 2 episodes didn't download, and I just kept watching. Thinking like, man, they just really expect me to know this, huh?
That's wild. Yeah,
But it was like 2 of the most important plot episodes. Like, apparently,
was it like number 7 and 8?
Yes,
like somewhere in there. Yeah, you'd be completely lost.
Dude, I was so lost, but I kept going, and I was like, man, I don't. Am I supposed to know this? Like, I just kept going, and I finished it without having watched those 2 episodes. So it'll be.
That's how we did it back in the day. Like, oh, part 2 got copyright claimed. All right, well, let's just keep going.
Of our own part 2.
Yeah. Or like even watching it on TV, it's just like, oh, you missed 1 week of Toonami, then like, all right, cool. I
You're
guess
done.
yeah, here we are now.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we're doing Madoka next. So tune in next
Nice.
time.
Cool. Remind me, text me because I already forgot the name.
I'll send it to you in a Discord.
Sounds good.
Thanks.
Yeah, look at our Discord messages.
All right, so that was Girls Gaze Animes Part 2 episode series that we're doing of Straight Guy reacts to stuff that I like. Actually, this is technically gay shit. Yeah, Straight Guy reacts to gay shit. Trademark.
Yeah.
So thanks, Straight Guys, for coming on and talking about Ouran High School Host Club with me for 2 hours.
Straight guys react to girls, gays, and animes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Straight man
Thanks,
remembers
guys.
the title of the show halfway through the episode.
Breaks through with he's like, girls, gays, and
oh, right, duh. That's a thing. My brain is so straight that I completely forget that people ship the boys together.
I forgot the name of the podcast I was on, episode 2.
No, that was a funny, again, a thing we didn't talk about, but episode 1 with the light bulbs, love that. But that literally just was like, just a boop.
That's it though. For despite it being gay, 5 of the ships are straight. 5 of the top 5 ships
wild.
are straight, so
would have never imagined. I was trying to be like rationalize in my brain any of the just like what
the top 3 the top 3 by a significant margin are straight. So how gay is it?
Well, if you consider the main character to be gender fluid, then they're all
okay. Yeah.
Stay woke, my friends. As a friendly reminder to our listeners, I will sign off this episode the way that I sign off all episodes, even in Tia's absence. But watch content legally, and for fuck's sake, utilize your public library. Check out books at the library. Check out manga at the library. They're really playing up the girls' gaze bit as I do my wrap up. You can check out manga at your library. You can read them digitally through online platforms through your library. The state of the world is trash. The libraries they need our support more than ever. So
yes,
you can go far with your library card. This is Girls Gaze Animes. I'm your host, Valsaraptor. I've got Tweedledee and they're waving. Thanks, Danny. Thanks, Frankfurter, for coming on. Until next time. Bye.